Nerderotic.com.
Welcome back to the Nerderotic channel. My name is Gary Beekler, and I come to you from Nerderotic.com. And before I get my cup of coffee and go to the gym, I search Doctor Who news. I have for years. Before it was just about who the next Doctor is, spoilers, just general news about the show, enjoying Doctor Who. Something I haven't been able to do for quite some time, especially with the articles that have come out of late. Now, we had two come out in the recent week, and one is an interview with Jodie Whittaker, and she has a couple of quotes in there that I find disappointing and disrespectful. The other article has something in the headlines that might be the beginnings of the media spin now that they've actually seen Doctor Who Season 11. Doctor Who faces most terrifying challenge yet in New Year's special. Not being terrible. Oh, that was me. I threw that in. Something wicked this way comes in the Doctor Who New Year's special written by showrunner Chris Chibnall. An appalling ancient evil is being awakened. Political correctness. As the Doctor, Jodie Whittaker, Ryan, Tosin Cole, Graham, Bradley Walsh, and Yaz, Mandeep Gill, come down to Earth, they are confronted by the most terrifying challenge yet, being entertaining. Oh, and here we go. The episode showcases what a breath of fresh air Whittaker represents in the role of the Time Lord, because all the other Time Lords were just old and tired. The 36-year-old actress, who has been widely acclaimed for her performance as the 13th Doctor by the shill media, brings a refreshing youthful vitality and optimism to the TARDIS. Wow, it's almost like they're responding to our arguments point by point, as if the BBC was writing these articles instead of the media. Oh, here's one, because we haven't said this. Remember what we said about her not being really charismatic? Her charismatic vivacity has revived interest in the show throughout the galaxy. My God, this is written like propaganda. The actress who took over the role for Peter Capaldi explains that taking the point of view of youth was helpful to me in entertaining the Doctor's mindset because it's very raw, honest, and hopeful view. We get older, become jaded and self-conscious, so that felt slightly the wrong direction. Such a stretch having a young actress play the role young. And use I statements, Jodie. I find the older I get, the more confident I get, more compassionate. Whittaker, who is well known for her role in Broadchurch, also written by Chibnall, is delighted by the response to her as the first female Doctor after 55 years of men in the role. I'm proud, she says. When I was growing up, it was the white guys running about, saving the day and doing really cool stuff. And as a girl, we were lucky if we just sat by the side and clapped. To be in the moment of change for that is incredibly exciting. Okay, Jodie, you're not changing the world by pretending to be a Time Lord. You could have pretended to be a Time Lord before. Nothing was ever going to stop you, only your imagination. And generalizing with white guys, what is up with that? I am not comfortable ever generalizing that way with any race or look or type of people. And I tell my kids the same thing. You are a mother, Jodie. That's very disappointing. And the fact that the BBC lets you get away with it, while not surprising, is disappointing as well. It's almost like they're trolling Jodie just a little bit in this next paragraph. The actress who uses her native Yorkshire accent in the role, really, another stretch by the Shakespearean-trained actress, says that her casting is in line with the tradition of Doctor Who being different from more conventional dramas. There's the chiseled superhero that we're used to seeing and we've all grown up with. The Doctor has never been that, which is wonderful. It's attainable in so many ways. Not looking like Superman never stopped me from pretending I was Superman when I was a kid. Not looking like the Black Panther never stopped me from pretending I was the Black Panther when I was a little kid. Yes, I used to do that. And now it isn't just attainable for half the population. The other half can be the Doctor as well. Girls will no longer just think, oh, I could be the companion. Like there's something wrong with being the companion. Like the companions just sat around and did nothing. Jodie, for somebody who has to memorize words for a living, you sure choose them poorly. Do I even need to bring up Martha walking the earth for a year with the Osterhagen key? Ace beating the crap out of a Dalek with a baseball bat? Dr. Donna? Sarah? Jane Smith? Gun-toting Rose? I'm not sure you know what the hell you're talking about. Being the first female Doctor and showing children that they're heroes in shows don't always look the same is a huge honneur for me. I think it's pretty clear she watched a few Tennant episodes and mimicked them, and that's it. She gives a little lip service to the previous Doctors, says first female Doctors a few more times. Okay, maybe I'm joking on that one. And then she adds, though the fact that she can now rewrite the rules of the role from scratch is very freeing. What? In a way, there's a liberation in the new direction. The pressure is less for me. because I can only do this my way because I'm a very limited actress. All the rules are out the window. Well, that explains a lot. That's why this thing looks like some bad cosplay or a bad fan-made video. Not to disrespect those things, but they just slapped a label on this and expected everybody to just eat it up. And you know what? A lot of people did. Fun is a good word that defines Whittaker's interpretation of the role. I don't know about that. And the great thing is, whatever else happens, being Doctor Who is like being the US president. A job for life. Admittedly, I have not read a lot of Jodie Whittaker articles, and now I know why. She's treading in Brie Larson territory here, generalizing white guys, disrespecting what came before her, disrespecting companions. And she talks about how Doctor Who is now for girls, which it's what I've been saying. But what you did was you lost half of your audience. And then we go to Vanity Fair. This came out on Christmas Eve. Doctor Who leans on familiar villains after an experimental season. Experimental? Who came up with that term? Was that Vanity Fair that came up with that term, or was that something they were fed by the BBC? You know, that almost sounds like that word you're trying to find when you don't want to say something's bad because you like the person, so you say interesting. They really don't want to call out the writers. They don't want to lose their shill license, so the term experimental is being trotted out. When Doctor Who launched its 37th season earlier this year, there was far more change than initially met the eye. Yes, Jodie Whittaker starred as the first ever woman to play the iconic sci-fi role, while, behind the scenes, Chris Chibnall took over the ship as showrunner. By the way, that's got to be a new drinking game. Every time they mention first female doctor, take a swig. Longtime fans will have noticed a number of other changes, including a New Year's Day special replacing the usual Christmas event, but a brief new promo for the 2019 special indicates that Chibnall's experimental tenure may already be returning to something more familiar. Interesting choice of words there, Vanity Fair. By the way, welcome to the Doctor Who hubbub, Vanity Fair. Nothing against you personally. After this, you can go back to your top 10 reasons your boyfriend is cheating on you articles. Then another shot taken at companions. Among the other Who changes, the traditional companion role was expanded to make the show feel more like an ensemble with Bradley Walsh, Tosin Cole, and Mandeep Gill. The show has always been an ensemble show, especially when there's multiple companions. These people have never watched the show. Seemingly picked to represent the broadest possible swath of age, gender, and racial demographics on the show. In fact, the word companions, with all of its Bond Girl-esque associations, was gently replaced in all cast interviews with the more neutral, something BBC is not, friend. Representation dramatically increased behind the camera, with a bench of writers and directors that, finally, reflected the diverse culture of the UK in 2018. But perhaps most defiantly of all, Chibnall and his team refrained from leaning on the most consistent aspect of Doctor Who, being good. Oh no, the villains. The face of the Time Lord may always be changing, but the metal facades of the most enduring foes, the Cybermen and the Daleks, have largely stayed the same. Again, you're not watching the show. I'm going to point out this is another response of an argument I've made, people have made in our chat, and other YouTubers have made. The New Year's special was filmed at the same time as Whittaker's initial 10-episode run, so it's not as if the return of the Daleks here are a direct reaction to the audience's disappointment by all the changes afoot with the long-running BBC series, despite some spurious claims from at least one British tabloid and the Nerdrotic channel complaining of the show's PC plots. Then they go on to tell us how great those US and UK ratings are, but there's something else in here that has been repeated before that I thought would be important to read one more time. There's also the possibility the Daleks will not appear exactly as fans remember them. Doesn't it just fill you full of dread, not from the Daleks themselves, but what Chibnall is going to do to them? So we went through 2 articles. They didn't mention Rosa. That was pretty amazing. And they didn't mention anything within the show, but they did attach the word experimental. It'll be interesting to see the media break out their thesaurus to find words like that to attribute to the show, because it was not good. There is no sane person who could come out and tell me season 11 was good. What was behind both articles is that this is an old, tired show. It's not Doctor Who, it's Doctor Wrong. And everything that came before it was problematic. And with Jodie, in one brief interview, she did her very best Brie Larson, came off a little racist, disrespected all the companions, disrespected the show, disrespected the previous doctors, really flexed her acting skills by using her native Yorkshire accent, and required all the rules to be changed so she could play the role. And that pesky canon, don't have to worry about it. So, In the New Who era, we've had 5 doctors, and this big hit we keep talking about, she came in 4th place. I wonder what a Time Lord participation trophy looks like. If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. Our live recap schedule is at nerderotic.com. Please check it out. We also have a Patreon where you get stuff. You'll see some of it on this video here, and these are our wonderful patrons you're seeing going across the screen. Thank you so much. We recently hit 17,000 subscribers. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Welcome. You are the co-hosts in our live recap, so please join us in the chat. Whether you like this show or hate this show, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, I truly want you to have a great day, and may the small folks sing songs for greatness.
nerderotic.com. Please subscribe.